Oh. And I got on my cowboy shirt.
I really played softball.
So you got them new Zo2's softball editions that they came out with. They cost $695.
Yeah, I got a pair of those.
Professional softball player,
and
Jabari.
professional volleyball player. If you haven't met one, you guys here. Professional volleyball player. King. Oh, that motherfucker, I see you at gym.
All right, welcome to welcome to I guess social media live, whatever we want to call it. This your boy King of Shade K, and I'm with my co-host, always to my left.
Always to the left.
You know what I'm saying? Something like myself, Jabari. What we doing right now is we actually, if you saw previously, we had some outtakes intros, and we were kind of playing with the fact of football and sports. But what's going on right now is that was a good subject to get into, because we do see that if you're not familiar with the guy Aaron Hernandez actually killed himself in prison a few months back. Was exonerated of the charge because he killed himself. It's kind of crazy how that worked, but that's not the point of it. But his fiance, widow fiance, I don't really know what that would be, is about to sue the NFL because he has CTE. So I guess what she's trying to say is CTE caused him to act like that.
So let them know what CTE is, just for the
people. Chronic encephalopathy.
Okay.
It's a very long word. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I said it like that. I'm glad I said it like that.
Like a word. You make that word.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you why I said it like that, because I'm actually gonna read it to you.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious right here.
I'm actually gonna read it to you and show you that making it up is actually easier than saying it. It is chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
They did it on purpose. They make that word like that on purpose. I hate when they do that.
And you know what? They made that word like that on purpose because the people who mainly get it, because 7 out of 10 black men do play football in the NFL.
You got a point.
Get that. You know what I'm saying? And so now we need to start looking at a whole lot of things. And the subject matter of this is, one, why does his wife even feel like she has a case? And why is she suing the NFL? Ooh, that was in the sports group, sports talkers. They talking about it. They trying to figure it out. You got some people that see it this way. You got some people that see it that way. I'm actually in that group, and I gave them my little opinion on it, and I got a summarization opinion on that too. That goes outside of sports, but I don't know if Jabari been following this. But I'm going to let him ride out for a second, and I'm going to just come in and just see what's going on.
Yeah, I really too much when it comes to, on the how far I got into this situation. Pretty much is to his suicide. All I know is that this situation is he killed himself because he wanted to not lose his endorsements, so the money could roll over to her, something like that.
It was something in regards to he had a contract.
Yeah,
and now they obligated to pay him because he didn't get, I guess, charged,
right,
in a sense, or found guilty on those charges. But yeah, in that.
Let's let our crowd know we nothing is written, nothing is script. We off the dome with it. So what you see is what you get. By the way, so no, I have not been following this issue. So I'm passing on back over to you so I can get.
Oh yeah, hey. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna come back and chime in, because I'm gonna lead it into something that's very important,
right,
and very dear to me in regards to this. And just like I was telling them, this is a brain disease and high impact. And if you saw the movie Concussion, you bumping heads, and it was stating that unlike any other mammal or any other creature on Earth, the human brain does not have high impact protectants for the brain. So when this thing get rattled, and they be playing like your mama dropped you as a baby, that's some serious stuff, because when the brain gets rattled, nothing protects it. So when you go through a career playing football, your brain is always getting rattled because they're saying that high deposits of it's just something in the brain that they only can test when you're dead is being taken away, and that's what makes you kind of act off. And the reason I'm saying that is this: a lot of people, and I do understand, they want to blame the NFL, but the average lifespan of the NFL professional player is 3.5 years, 3.5. And I want you to really pay attention to that number because a lot of people today, side note, what's going on with Colin Kaepernick, whatever, want to blame the NFL for everything. And I'm not disregarding the NFL, but the NFL is the big name and they have the most money. But the truth of the matter is, when you look at the ratio of a football career for a kid growing into a man who only averages 3.5 years of football, of NFL football, you will see that most of the football he's played throughout life happens before the NFL.
Good point.
How are you going to blame 3.5 years on 15.5 years or better? It's funny to me. So, and Aaron Hernandez, Aaron Hernandez, wife, fiance, whatever she is about to sue the NFL, because her husband had CTE. We got a special guest here in regard to the discussion we talking about, and we kind of going a little deep with this. Former Alabama wide receiver, acclaimed photographer, my photographer, Jabbar photographer, and matter of fact, before we get in there, we need to let everybody know that this is a photographer. You know what I'm saying? So any of y'all ladies around here need to get your model on, need to get your shots on. You're kind of ugly and you need to get your pretty on. We got you. We got you. We got real cameras around here. Real cameras. But at any rate, we got our guests here, and this your boy, Shay God, Katie, and my co-host Jabbar, and we'll just, still talking about this CTE thing, and the chicks, suing the NFL, and we just like what we discussed before you came, man, was how in fact that she gonna just sue the NFL, and one of the main things that we were talking about was the fact that the average NFL life is 3.5 years, but you do spend most of your life playing football, from grade school on up, so the ratio of grade school on up career and NFL career doesn't coincide with having a brain disorder that you're trying to sue somebody for. And we were just trying to figure out what you think about that being a former athlete.
Well, I feel like she's not gonna win that case. That's what I'm trying to say. She's not gonna win that case because she's not gonna win that case because how are they gonna determine that because of CTE he killed those other two people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, people had CTE, we don't know it, but at the same time, like, it's already happened and done. He's dead now. Like, you can't do anything about it, can't bring him back, you can't, just, suck up and you deal with your loss, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of money you trying to get out of it, you know what I mean? And where it's going to come from because of his CTE, like, So, like, a lot of older people, like older veterans and whatever, retired veterans, with CTE, they don't find out until after they're dead that they have it, you know what I'm saying? So,
valid point.
You know what I'm saying?
We
So,
touched that. He actually said that.
exactly. So, what's the point of trying to sue when, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a way that you can find out somebody has it while they're alive, then we can say, okay, now we can sue the NFL because it was CTE that made him do that.
Right, but nobody can find that. Nobody can figure that. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. You can't sue me for something we both didn't know till after death.
Exactly.
Right. So
and that's the major distinction with CTE and any other injury. No one has figured out how to crack the brain prior to your death. From a possibility of CTE.
I mean, heck, they already doing these CAT scans and MRIs and all these other things that they can just look at the brain without, you know what I'm saying? Is there a way they can just look at the brain computer wise and look and see if you got they got to come up with a way of technology to do that.
Yeah, because what they have now is what I researched. What they have now is the brain does show a signal of hurt or a bodily injury, or like when I hit you right here and it hurt, your brain do light up, but it don't show how much pain it is and where. Mm-hmm. So I can punch you hard and I can not punch you hard. It's gonna show up in your brain, but it's gonna show the same.
Mm-hmm. And
that's the technology they have.
And what you talking about probably is what the NFL only has on the sideline and college.
Yeah, he hurt, but they don't know how hurt he is. That's what they have.
Concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Basically, we're gonna how many fingers am I holding up?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And spell Mississippi backwards or whatever they do, and make you go sit down. To get yourself together. But and going off on the ratio side, we were discussing if you try to sue the NFL and we see 3.5 years average, and we know people play over that time period. Do you think this affects Pop Warner on up to college? Like, why isn't she trying to sue the University of Florida?
That is true. Yeah, because the University of Florida probably don't have as much money as the NFL.
Boom. Yeah, there we go. We talking $9 billion. Yeah. We talking $9 billion revenue, and they looking at $25 billion in 2027. Let's be real. We talking about Vegas. Yeah. We talking about a lot of Nike shoes. Endorsements. We talking about a lot of beer. We talking about a lot of TV ad time, so she definitely knows who to go to. Mm-hmm. Not to say that college NCAA don't have that either, but
they just don't have as much.
They just don't have it as much.
It has its own entity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The college you have to share with all other colleges. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's over 130 some Division I colleges. You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna split whatever they're making. You know what I mean? NFL is just strictly they're monopolized. You know what I'm saying? Monopolization. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, whatever they get from all the different games, and how many games go on in 1 week? About 16 or something like that.
What you talking about? NFL?
NFL, yeah.
16.
Yeah, and they get all that money. That's all theirs. You know what I'm saying? So,
all that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go after the NFL.
Wow, I didn't really pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That's all theirs. It's monopolized.
The NFL actually, in a sense, owns the day of the week.
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, after about 12 o'clock.
NFL.
NFL, you know what I'm saying?
All day, every day. Ain't no.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? After the church folk come home from church, you know what I'm saying? Go home.
Right.
TV pop on. You know what I'm saying? Like some people be at church watching football. You know what I mean? So it's like, the NFL is just it monopolized so well, and that's why this is why I fought Donald Trump on the USFL.
Let's go for it. We brought in the Don.
And I'm just being real because the USFL could have really been a competitive to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? If they would have stayed in the spring instead of trying to go to the fall, they could have been the same big as the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. What is the USL?
It was an old.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to call me out on my age. It was called the United States Football League. It was called the United States Football League. I think it came about in 1983. They had teams like New Jersey Generals, Tampa Bay Bandits. They had a New York team, Birmingham Stallions. And basically, they're well known for the fact that Donald Trump was indeed the owner of the team, and the reason he established the USFL was because the NFL wouldn't let him in as an owner. And one of the major things that happened to the USFL was there were two draft picks that the USFL got that the NFL didn't get, and they go by the names of Herschel Walker and Steve Young, who eventually ended up in the NFL. But if you know the history on that, Herschel Walker didn't make it to the Hall of Fame because he has more rushing yards. He's probably like 3. He's like top 3 if you put all his rushing yards together, but he's like number 12 in the NFL. Right, and more of that happened with the New Jersey Generals. So he kind of being blackballed in that regard. But that's a side point. It's a historical fact on the USFL. If anyone don't know what the USFL was, good question.
I didn't know.
You didn't know nothing about that? Donald Trump trying to compete with the NFL to try to get the USFL to air in the fall, the same time as the USFL, not the USFL, the NFL.
NFL.
And that really didn't make sense. You already know that NFL already established the fall. You know what I'm saying? So how are you going to come in as a new, you know what I'm saying, entity, a new football league, and going to come and compete with them and think you're going to beat them? You know what I'm saying? It was like it was set up to fail. It was like Donald Trump was just a scapegoat to demolish the USFL.
And I think because prior to that in the 60s, and this is Donald Trump being Donald Trump. In the 60s when they had the AFL actually did have and carry football in the spring, where the NFL carried football in the fall. The one thing that the AFL did, and I'm not this old, I'm not going to say I'm not that old, I just know the history of it.
Yeah.
The one thing that the AFL did was they created more TV with aerial attacks where the NFL had a running game, traditional. And so that's how they got people to watch it. But anyway, the AFL did not try to go against traditional spring football. They just left it in the fall. Donald Trump being Donald Trump went at the NFL because he had a chip on his shoulder, based on what I said before. Yeah. But he also felt like the NFL was monopolizing the fall. Now, here's the thing about that. And here's the reason why. Just my theory on that. Spring and summer does not make as much money as the fall. More people go back to work. More people go back to school. More people are doing things, holiday time, travel, boom, boom, boom. Not travel in the sense of summer, but your money is not going towards things in the fall like your money would go towards spring and summer. So there weren't a lot of people going to see USFL football games in the spring, you know. And also you sharing it with baseball, which was still big at that time too. So he was like, let me get in here where the money is. Because there wasn't a lot of money for him to get. It was being too split in the spring.
If he would have realized, you know what I'm saying, everything starts off small. You know what I'm saying? If you could have stayed in the spring to this day, you know what I'm saying, you probably would be making billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because people would have caught on like, oh, there's some good football in the summer. When there's no football and everybody be bored.
You be thirsty for football.
You're like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? I want to play football. I want to see some football. You know what I mean? And it's like nothing but baseball, or, you know what I'm saying, somebody don't like basketball, or golf. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to see that?
Right. For 6 weeks, we get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
As fans, we get lost in the sauce. Now, do you think Donald Trump could have, let's say USFL was going on, spring is hot, you know, he found a way to transition that economically. You think Donald Trump could have survived CTE?
Talking about
Yeah, you think his league could have survived what's going on with CTE?
The way he run, how you run the country now? Because you don't know how to run the country, how you gonna run the league? He couldn't even run the league back in the 80s. Like, come on,
you know what I'm saying?
That shows you it's not gonna.
Yeah. I mean, and just as a footnote, the NFL had monopolized the spring because the NFL gives you year-round football, year-round coverage. And you start seeing spring football games. Even the NCAA will show you a what Alabama call that game? A burgundy and white game?
8-8 game.
8-8 games, yeah. You know, so a lot of those things have taken on legs in the spring.
But that wouldn't have happened if the USFL was still there.
Right, you still have teams. You have teams and all that stuff. I think that was a long time ago. I think the NFL personally would have folded. It would have bent, I should say, by now.
NFL, USFL?
The NFL. I don't think it is. I don't think it'd be two different entities. What I think would have happened is the same thing with the
NFL.
AFL.
Would merge?
I think by now, because that was like the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
By now, the NFL would have said, you know what? We're gonna take these 4 teams because remember,
yeah, they're supposed to merge 4 teams.
Remember,
they did though, didn't it? I think they did.
Well, the NFL, see, the USFL went around when the NFL went ahead and got Carolina and what was it? Tennessee was an expansion team, Jacksonville. So I think those would have been those teams, and then of course you got the teams in LA that needed teams, and they just got them. So I think that would have been them coming together.
Yeah,
they would have took on some of them more high powered television style teams.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I think they would have been merged by now if you want to get on that subject. But I'm saying though, you still alive?
No, time that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got a certain time you be on.
All right. But back to the CTE. Is that where we want to go? Do you feel football can survive this?
I mean,
and we talking about football, not NFL,
Football
in general.
because it's the future that's gonna keep the NFL surviving.
And I was hurt. I was depressed. I was ready to commit suicide and everything when I lost my dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I told my kids that I didn't have no football.
How you doing?
What's up?
And
Oh, that's my sister. That's Christian. He's a photographer.
Listen.
And what I was. What I
Why
said.
you lost your dream?
But yeah, I did. But after a while, you know what I'm saying, after I got older, I was like, I look at how these guys, keep getting hurt with, concussions and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember my concussions and stuff. And I kind of like, I kind of thank God that it happened because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't doing no damage in my brain. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the Alabama game, the first game here in Atlanta. It was at the bar at the Hudson Grill, and I was just watching how hard these folks hitting, some of these helmets. And I was talking to somebody outside of a patio, and I was like, no matter how fancy or, or expensive these helmets get, you know what I'm saying, ain't no stopping no concussion, no CTE.
Right.
You know, because the brain is just floating in liquid in your skull.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to stop that from moving?
Nothing.
So
Human brain ain't built like that.
Doing this.
As we stated earlier, it's like a bobblehead dog.
No.
Yeah.
As we stated earlier, the human mammal is the only species not built with protection for its cranium. And that's not to say God is wrong and God don't love football, but God might not have meant us to do certain things with our heads because this right here is a central computing system. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. Just like he's saying. So, you probably weren't meant to be rattled like that. But I want to go on a point because, and you know who I am. When you hurt yourself, I want to talk about two things because these are symptoms of CTE. You said you hurt yourself and you wanted to commit suicide. What you said is funny to me. Not funny in a sense, but it's ironic to me because wanting to commit suicide and having feelings like that are symptoms of CTE.
Right.
And I'm asking myself, would you have been that depressed if it wasn't for a previous concussion? You don't think that's a possibility? You think that was just depression?
I just thought it was depression. I did not know. You know what I'm saying? CTE
You don't know it's a possibility if that's depression at that time.
CTE didn't come out until what, 2010, 11, something like that.
Right.
Nobody knew. This happened back. You know what I'm saying? It was fairly new in 2010. That I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I hurt myself in 2012, but I wasn't thinking about no CTE. I was just thinking I'm just depressed because I got so much going on. I just lost my dream and then my girl up and cheating on me and all this other crap. That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying?
Now, see, what I'm saying is, you're thinking just like any other natural person would think.
Yeah.
Do you think you might have been thinking like that now that you know what CTE is?
Now, you know what I'm saying, I feel like that was, part
It
of
could
CTE
be a part of it.
because, you know what I'm saying, I have had a lot of concussions in my day. And to this day, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, with the girl situations I be having and stuff, I be feeling like it's, part of the CTE. CTE is like a cause of some of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why I be acting the way I act with, certain situations and why I always want to rage and go off on people and want to fight.
Before you came, we just said that. Those are the symptoms.
And mind you now, here's the thing. Here's what the NFL attorney, if he knows what he's doing, is going to bring up. He's going to bring Christian on this thing. And he's going to say, Christian, all that you just said, did you ever play in the NFL? Did you have those symptoms prior to the NFL? Oh, of course, because you never played in the NFL, correct.
Exactly.
So then, that's when the argument's going to begin. And where were the origins of this? You know what I'm saying? Was it Alabama? What high school did you go to?
Fairfield High School.
Was it Fairfield High School? Was your mama really strict?
My grandmother was like that
Yeah, did she go upside your head?
sometimes. sometimes.
Was it your grandmother? And I'm not, I'm saying, I'm not saying it to be funny, but what we're saying is just like he said, the brain, the brain, the brain is in suspension. You can't take a lot of trauma like that. You know what I'm saying? Young man said straight up, and he's not the only young man in America. Young man saying straight up, I was clicking quick. I wanted to go off on people. I'm depressed. I'm this. I'm thinking it's just me. You know what I'm saying? But it could be some shaking.
I got another question too to ask you.
Go
I
ahead.
got you right here. Because when I was playing football in high school, I just want to ask you, did you get the same treatment? When I was playing football in high school, I was like, I'm not gonna throw it. I've been in 3 high schools. I'm not gonna throw them out there. So y'all gotta figure out what's going on. So anyway,
Hold on. Why were you at 3 high schools?
that's another discussion. It might have something to do with something. But he's at 4. Look, he's at 4. So we might be getting somewhere right now.
Right.
Okay. I'm not going to. I don't want to put the coach out there. I still mess with the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't mess with him, but I don't want to put him out there. But for you, when I was in high school, did the coach or did not, like, throughout the year, when they just passed you, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't do nothing, if you gave your less effort of work, you just got passed anyway.
Yeah,
certain privileges you get as being a football player.
Something like
Like,
school-wise?
like the privilege. Did you ever get any privileges, like being a football player throughout high school, maybe?
Like, academic-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, with me, I ain't gonna say I have, because to be honest with you, I was very smart.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like with me, like school was a breeze. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I didn't have to get that kind of, but I knew people that got it.
That's
So I knew people that had got it because they was a star in this or a star in that. You know, so they had to pass them to the play.
Exactly.
But that has happened. Yeah, I've seen it. Up close and personal. But me,
So there is existence of getting a free pass because, and we know that. We know that.
I even went to Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I seen it firsthand with Julio. I done seen it with Mark Ingram. I seen all of it. I've been to classes.
The names suggested in this video do not necessarily reflect the the ideas of the social media.
We're gonna beat it out.
But we're just letting you know.
We're gonna blurt the names out.
But I've walked into classes, and on the door you'll see a flyer that says, "We need somebody to take this test, or we need somebody to do this homework." And you know who it's for.
What?
You know what it was for? We'll pay you $100. We'll pay you $50.
Wow.
To do this. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. Like, you know who they're talking about.
Right.
The football players. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they ain't about to do this part because they always at practice. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're not doing nothing else but practice, sleep, and eat. That's it. That's all they do all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, every once in a while, they mess around, go party or something. But other than that, they don't really
That's all
do
they
it.
do.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Football is their life. Football is their job. And then that's why I'm going back to when I got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Once you don't have football, once that dream gets taken away, what is it? What's left? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know football your whole life. You don't know nothing else. You don't know which direction to take. We don't know what you're good at.
Right.
And then now you're struggling, depressed. You know what I'm saying? You're down and out. You're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to figure out what else. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like y'all said, CTE could have been a part of it, which is true. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you don't know which direction you're going to take in life. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened to me, I felt like my life was ended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I was only 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I still had life to live, but I was thinking it was done because I didn't know what I was good at. I didn't know what I really wanted to do in life. So I was depressed with that, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really thought about something. Like, I had the pills. I'm sorry, though. You know what I'm saying? I had the bottle in the pills, poured out on my bed and on the dresser. You know what I'm saying? I was really taking one by one, and I did. Thank God, something in my gut just didn't let me take those pills. And I was like, I'm kind of glad now because look at me now, you know what I'm saying? Doing photography, you know what I'm saying? I finally found what I'm good at. And it's been blowing up ever since, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, yeah, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I think back now, like, I was showing signs of CTE, and I still show signs of CTE to this day.
Yeah,
because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
anybody who has had a concussion or multiple concussions is going to have CTE or parts of it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, there's nowhere around that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody bump their head and get a concussion. You can just bump your head just like that and get concussed. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who, but I think everybody in this world got a form of CTE. That's why it's a lot of mental people in this world.
Exactly.
That's why.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
A lot of people have mental issues nowadays.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And you just realize, like, everybody has issues. You know what I'm saying? You see, like, somebody talking to themselves over there. Or you'll see somebody always angry. You know, it's always wanting to go off on somebody. Or you'll see somebody over there quiet thinking about killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has a form of CTE somewhere. Because everybody in this world that got concussed. You know what I'm saying? Some part in the fact, you know, in this lifetime, you've been concussed. You know what I mean? And playing football makes it even worse because you're banging your head every day.
Right.
You're banging your head together with somebody else's every day. You know what I mean? Or on the ground, and you know the ground ain't gonna move. The ground ain't gonna move, so something else got to go.
Some gotta go.
And that brain gonna be boom, 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 rattling. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Every time your brain hits into that, into that wall, that's